Hello and welcome to the first of our Wild Box explanation videos. We're going to be talking you through all the ingredients in the box, and this week being week 12 we are finding ourselves at the peak of summer. There's lots of colourful and aromatic flowers out there, a few seeds beginning to ripen, a few fruits also, but we're going to talk about flowers initially. This is Meadow Sweet. It's a plant of fairly sort of well lit, damp places, quite conspicuous in the hedgerows in many areas of Kent at the moment, and that's got a lovely almond, vanilla and honey flavour to it, very distinctive. This is wild marjoram, very closely related to oregano, versatile. You use the flowers as you would the herb, good with tomatoes, chicken, all kinds of things. These are wild pea flowers, and it's actually a plant called broad-leaved everlasting pea. Not to be confused with these sweet peas here, which are a garden plant. They're very aromatic, but not very tasty or very substantial. These have a good structure to them. They have a bit of bite when you chew on them. They're sweet and they taste like peas, very good with any kind of salad, summer vegetable dish. And just to say, the thing about flowers is they enable you to discover the whereabouts of plants. All three of these plants are really quite inconspicuous at other times of the year. The pea will just blend into the hedgerow where it's growing. You wouldn't notice the foliage. The leaves of the wild marjoram, unless you got right up close, you certainly wouldn't know they're there, and likewise for the meadow sweet. But the amazing thing is at this time of year, it's like they're almost shouting at you from across a field, or from the hedgerows, announcing their presence. And of course, really, they're not announcing their presence to us first and foremost. They're trying to attract the attention of pollinating insects. Okay, next up we have some wood sorrel. These you can find, as the name suggests, in the woods. They're one of the few plants that can tolerate growing under the full canopy of the forest, so they can actually manage to grow with very little light coming down. They have closely related species which look very similar, that grow in the cities and places that are very well lit and in gardens and so on. The really distinctive thing, as you can see, is they look quite a lot like clover. This is called a trifoliate leaf, 3 leaflets here, and the distinctive flavour with this is kind of lemony, appley, and pretty as this top part is, it's the stalk that is the most flavoursome. Make sure you don't chuck any of that out. It goes really nicely with any kind of dish, sweet or savoury pretty much. You can use that with ice cream, or with a fruit salad, or with a salad, or a full-blown cooked meal just scattered over the top. But what we're going to do with these today is we have a recipe which is a wildflower summer salad, and it's going to feature the meadow sweet, the wild marjoram, the wild pea, and the wood sorrel. And remember, all the details are in the weekly newsletter. We'll be cooking that recipe up. Also, the wild marjoram is going to feature in a pasta dish, which I'll say more about in a minute, and the meadow sweet is going to feature in a soup which is actually made from the pasta water. We're going to be using a different kind of pasta which leaves a broth. Once the pasta's been cooked in it, it's made from beans. So next we have 3 different plants from the same kind of habitat. They're all from salt marsh. This one is sea blight. It looks a bit like the Italian monk's beard, and in fact it is both closely related and quite similar. The soft leaves that grow off the side look a bit like pine needles. They're salty and succulent and really quite delicious. This is sea aster. It's one of the most versatile, and in fact my favourite wild green. It's slightly salty, succulent, with a sweetness to it and a slight aromatic quality. And this is sea purslane. It's a salt marsh plant that's available all year round. It can be completely submerged under the water, and because it spends so much time underwater, it's actually got a lot of salt built in to allow it to tolerate the salty environment. All three of these can be used cooked or raw. They're great sort of picked down into salads with very brief cooking, frying or steaming or boiling for maybe about 30 seconds. They'll go with anything really, vegetable wise, meat, fish, extremely versatile. What we're going to do with them this week is all three are going to go into this pasta dish I just referred to with edamame bean pasta and just a little bit of the wild marjoram. So just to say again about the newsletter, there's some detailed notes about each of the plants and 3 recipes which I've just mentioned, and remember the recipes will also be on the website, and we'll be doing short videos showing you how to do it.